This is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and you are listening to Potsy and Tino on the Potsy and Tino Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Pots and Pans Network brings to you its tag team champions of the world. That's right, the Road Dogg Tino Gray, who you just saw go blue to red to whatever.
Trying to find the one.
Still doing it, by the way. Still going blue to red to whatever.
Yeah, I'm hitting the button.
The badass Rob Potsy Potchak. And yeah, as always, we are the Potsy and Tino Show. Our theme song, as always, is brought to you by Adam's House Cats, called The Wrestling Song. It's available on iTunes for 99 cents.
99.
And like Tino just said, 99. I want to go ahead and give everybody a heads up. Tino is not feeling well tonight. He does not really think that his voice is going to last the entire episode. So we're going to try to cut this episode to the length that it needs to be, which is, as you said, Tino, specifically talking about the pay-per-views that are going on this weekend.
Got like three.
And we will. But before we do that, we do still want to make sure that we talk about the thing that makes our show different than every other show about pro wrestling out there, which is, what's up with you?
Tina Turner died.
She did, and that was a big thing this week, right?
Yeah, that caught me off guard. That's not what I was expecting. That shit came out of the blue. But she was hit. She'd been sick, apparently. Yeah. So not much going on with me this week. This past Sunday, we went to my mom's church because they did pastor appreciation. So we got to go hang out with mom, and they fed us and we had a good time. Then we had to rush back to youth because we did the silent disco, which I'd never done silent disco before, and that was absolutely
so
fucking amazing and fun.
So can I ask you about that? Because like I saw pictures and it just looked like a disco.
Mm-hmm.
So what is a silent disco?
So the main thing is, like when you go to a club, there's music coming out of speakers. No, silent disco, the music's just coming out of those headphones, and they had two different channels so they could listen to two different types of music. They had like a remix station, and they had a like a pop station and stuff. So they were flipping back and forth. So the cool thing was, and what we kept doing as the adults, because it was fucking hilarious, was taking our headphones off. And you've been like around people with headphones and they're singing at the top of their lungs and all this stuff. So imagine that with a room full of kids at the top of their lungs, just screaming and thinking they're sounding like the artist. It was hysterical. So that was good fun. That was fun. Kids loved it.
So is this something where if the music was playing and people were singing, only people without the headphones would actually be able to hear?
You just hear the singing though. You wouldn't hear the. So like they had like a remix of "Take on Me," and that was the most. That's why we took the headphones off, because that I'll be there. All those kids trying to hit that note. It was just nothing but them hitting that note. It was fucking phenomenal. We had a blast. They had a blast.
On me.
Yeah.
Take on me. Yeah.
I know that high note.
I'm not going to try to do it, but yeah. Wow. Okay.
That was fun. So this, my wife. Remember, I told you last week when we went to Raw. Remember, I said that's why she didn't go, because she wasn't
feeling well. Yeah.
So I'm like, all right. So it lasted probably to about Wednesday or Thursday, and then I'm like, okay, I missed it. And then Matthew started probably Saturday, Sunday sniffling and coughing. I'm like, oh fuck. And then Monday,
fuck that son of a little bastard.
And then Monday is when it hit me. And I was telling Rob, man, he knows I'm a night owl, but I've been in bed every night this week, like in bed at 9:00.
Well, you literally were telling me that like you don't think your voice is gonna last.
Nah, because like you heard me when I called you earlier.
We can go all night because Rob's got everything right now.
Because I've taken NyQuil already. Well,
but for everyone out there, no, seriously, like Tino is a trooper tonight, and I appreciate him actually coming on board and doing this show because I literally was thinking, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I was like, if Tino can't make it, I'll do it my damn self.
Oh shit.
But I don't like doing that because I don't like just talking. I like having back and forth, right? So, but no. And Tino let me know, I don't know, 3:00 this afternoon or whatever. And I was like, oh shit, what, like we're going to have to just like belt through this. But because of that, I'll go ahead and explain Tino that Tino said, hey, we're not going to go through the previous week of wrestling. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and give our predictions.
Because we got 3 fucking shows this weekend.
Because there's 3 fucking shows from Saturday and Sunday. and the fact that AEW has a 5-hour pay-per-view, because all their pay-per-views are fucking 5 hours, but they have a 5-hour pay-per-view to go against the NXT Battleground. But then Saturday we also have fucking
Night of Champions,
which will determine the very first world heavyweight champion based on the current roster shit, whatever. I mean, like this is a big fucking weekend. And you know what pisses me off about it, Tino, is the fact that I'm going to be at 2 conventions this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
2! Like, I'm not even just at one convention and going, hey, I can't give my perspective on blah, blah, blah. No, it's not even that. It's that I got asked to be at a second convention during this weekend, and both conventions actually said, hey, we both want Rob to be there. We both want this to happen. And as great as it is, who the fuck cares about pro wrestling is what they were saying. So, you know, what else is happening with you this Memorial Day weekend?
Well, we wanted to go. Nicole's like, I don't have any shows. I don't have to. Usually I have to teach my classes on Saturday. Those are canceled because of the weekend. So I actually literally, honestly, and truly have a 3-day weekend. So, because I don't have classes Monday evening either. So
that shit never happens.
No. Like I said, it's holiday weekend. It's going to happen again in July for the 4th of July weekend.
Well, it's going to happen while you're in Disney World for your 50th birthday.
Well, yeah, that too. And then when we go to the beach that week for my actual birthday.
Which, by the way, I'm going to ask you right now because the Potsy and Tino fans want to know. I know that you said you're going to come up with a Potsy and Tino theme song.
Mm-hmm. We're working on it, actually. I was supposed to be working on it this weekend, but I don't have my voice. I've gotten music in mind, what I want to do. I hadn't figured out the lyrics yet.
All right. So you are working on it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're and this is going to be something that you actually do put like on the record.
Yeah, it's going to be on the LP. Yeah, it's going to be part of it. It's going to be part of the little EP, whatever the little 5 or 6 thing I put out. One of them will be the Potsy and Tino theme song.
Do you need me for any like lyrics or anything, like just to sit there and be like, fuck yeah, or something like that, like just so that you
No, I got a pretty good idea what I want to do.
Oh, so you don't want me as part of it?
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I got I got a couple of funny things.
Well, I would love to be a part of it, as you well know. And I do have multiple IMDb credits at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But needless to say, I'm glad to hear that you actually finally think that you have something ready to go for it. So, anything else going on with you? You said like next weekend you got some stuff going on. Right?
Show. So like this weekend, so what we wanted to do, Nicole's like, well, since you're, not doing anything, she was like, we're gonna go to the pool, but it's supposed to rain all weekend. I was gonna pull out my grill. I was gonna grill out one day, but nope, it's gonna rain this weekend. So we probably maybe go to a movie. And then if I'm feeling better, I was telling you, if I'm feeling better, maybe I go out Sunday night and we'll go to like the movie theater and watch the AEW pay-per-view. I'm trying to get myself rested up because next weekend I have the band. We're going to be at Woody's in Morrisville on Friday, and then Saturday I've got to go to Hickory. So that's two nights back to back. So I'm trying to get better, trying to get everything, my voice back, so I can. That's going to be hell.
I mean, otherwise you might have to call in a ringer, right?
No, my guitarist can sing. He can sing too.
I fucking hate you. I fucking hate you. You know I can sing.
I don't come to your tables and try to draw.
I would let you.
Yeah.
No, I you know what? Not only would I let you, but I would teach you how to draw something so that way you could sit at the table and fucking draw.
That'd be fucking hilarious.
That is how I sit there and drive business. But anyways, so Tino, I know that you want to save your voice, so I'm going to let you do that real quick. What's up with you?
Let's keep this short.
Holy shit, dude! This weekend. All right, so everybody knows that at this point, I lost my job. I got laid off. Blah blah blah. Well, I have a job interview at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning with Raleigh, Wake County, and trying to get a job with them.
That's awesome.
Great, whatever. It's all good. I'm gonna sit there and be part of a panel interview at 10 a.m. And I gotta be honest with you, I'm like, I don't know what they're gonna ask. I don't know where it's gonna go. All I know is that like they've already stated that I should bring my portfolio with me of training class things that I've created, and I can't. And I told you this earlier today. I was like, yeah, it's great that they want that, but I can't give it to them. And you were like, why? And I was like, well, it's because it's proprietary and confidential. So everything that somebody who actually creates these types of things does is proprietary and confidential. You can't give it to them. So I was like, I really hope that they're okay with that. And I hope that they're okay with me sitting there saying, hey, after the interview, if you want me to develop a random training or something and say, hey, this is what I've got and this is what I can do for you, then I'll be able to do that. But I'm legally, based on NDAs and everything else, I'm not allowed to give them that information from previous stuff. So it is what it is. At the same time, everybody knows that I've been trying to push Zor, right? And I talked to a buddy of mine who has a contact at a major publisher, and he said, hey, let me know what's going on, and I will try to get this in front of my contact. So I immediately sent that over and everything else. And we're still waiting to hear back about Zor. But we're hopeful. Image Comics has stated, even on the website, that you should anticipate hearing back within 30 days. And at this point, we're at about 21 days, 22 days, 23 days, whatever. So I still don't think that we're at the point where I go, hey, I'm not gonna buy into saying that Image doesn't want it. But knowing that a buddy of mine who has a contact sat there and said that he would say that, who knows? But I do really want to come out here tonight, and I know that we're going to jump right into all of the pay-per-views that are going on this weekend. But I do want to say that Stonkered, the comic from myself and Eric Kent, the same two guys that created 15 junior high horrors books, he started sending me images. I know that I mentioned this earlier, but I wrote the next 8 pages of the second issue. So that book is going to be moving along, and I'm pretty excited about it, Tino. I can't explain to you how excited I am about it, because you and I are huge wrestling fans. So as this book becomes more and more like ingrained in the wrestling lore, I expect it to get more and more popular.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know if you've read this issue.
What?
I don't know if you've read the first issue
Of Stonkered?
Yeah.
You haven't given it to me.
Yeah. So folks, I'll probably let Tino read it here shortly. But I did let Sean Cruz read it, and he was like, this is what a wrestler lives through. You know, like it feels like it. It's and that's what I wanted, because I was like, I don't want to create a pro wrestling comic that doesn't feel like people are feeling it, you know? Like I wanted to really feel like a pro wrestling, like this is what pro wrestlers go through.
Mm-hmm.
So it took me actually asking a pro wrestler to read it to determine that.
Yeah.
One of these days, Tino, by the way, I'm going to ask you what you want to write a comic book about.
Oh, shit.
And you and I are going to write a comic book about something.
That would be fucking awesome.
It would be pretty cool. Wouldn't it? It'd be pretty cool. So we have, like, Tino isn't feeling well. I know that. I know he wants to get off here pretty early tonight. I'm totally fine with all that. So, Tino, which pay-per-view thing do you actually want to like start with?
I guess we just go in order. So I guess the first one would be the Saturday Night of Champions. It's going to be at 1 o'clock, and I'm assuming it's at 1 o'clock because it's in Saudi and a big time difference and everything.
1 o'clock in the afternoon.
That is amazing to me. So
Nothing to me, like you know that they've done the Brock in the Bank and I don't even remember what they called it, but it was like the Beast in the West or whatever, where they had Brock Lesnar in Japan.
yeah. And we know that I guess the Prince loves his Brock Lesnar, so we know that Brock Lesnar is going to be there. You know what I'm saying? He's going to put that money out for Brock to be there. I think Brock is I don't want to say the biggest star, but you know how they usually like Brock, and he likes the Undertaker, and he likes when Goldberg was there. So I think Brock is one of the big guns that
they did announce that it's a triple main event,
which is dumb to me. It's dumb. I was watching something on TikTok and I meant to send it to you. He's like, here lately, every pay-per-view we have. And they were saying too, like this show at first only had as of Monday Night Raw had 5 matches. So that's like over half the matches are, that's over half the show was main events. And I think it's a total of 7 matches I have to count. But so half the show is because there's triple main event. It's going to be a main event. I think they're getting a little carried away with it. We all know that the last match is the main event. So why are we going into, we got to have 2 or 3 main events? And I know why, because the last 3 matches, if I'm looking at it right, is Seth and AJ, Brock and Cody, and the tag teams. So yes, they're looking at that as a triple, but you can't, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm surprised Roman's not wanting to go on last, because he either wants to go on first or he wants to go on last. So the way this is listed, they've got the Seth match pretty much as the main event, but I wouldn't be surprised if but would they do a tag team main event? Probably, because it's Roman. But would that make sense? You know what I mean? I would think that the Seth AJ thing would be the main event.
So the Seth AJ should be the main event, but you know where I would actually put that match is first.
I wouldn't start a show with that. That's
and if I didn't do the Seth AJ match first, I would do
tag first.
Tag match first. Yeah. What I thought was interesting about this entire pay-per-view was that there are 3 women's matches.
Yes.
And obviously they're going to have to wear like
covered up
garb, whatever. But I was a little surprised to see 3 women's matches on this card.
Maybe maybe things are getting better. I mean, now they're Sammy's able to go to Saudi now, so maybe they're open. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they are broadening their horizons. Maybe you know what I mean. You know what I mean? So Syria and Sammy's back, so maybe they're like, okay, well maybe. And I think too, if you notice, when they do have those women matches, those people pop for the women matches just as loud as they pop for the men matches.
I mean, like, yes, you're not wrong. And
so I think maybe they're starting to see that. Why do you think they're having more women matches?
I don't know. I agree with 100% of what you just said. I'm just worried that, like, like you just said, they do it because they're getting more and more
Pops
and everything else. I don't know. Like, I wonder the same thing about the tag team matches and everything else. I'm still taken aback by some of it. At the same time, I know that, like, those main event matches that they've got are going to, like, blow the roof off the place, right? The shocking thing, and you and I have talked a little bit about this on previous episodes, is that the Sammy thing is the fact that, like, Sammy is of Syrian descent. And we talked about this. I think we even talked about it last week. Was that the Syrian government finally came to some kind of accord with
Saudi.
And because of that, now Sammy is okay with going over there. At the same time, I mean, Sammy is, like, the last time they went over there, regardless of if the Syrian government was okay with it or not, I know, Sammy, it was, we want Sammy. We want Sammy. We want Sammy. And if anybody could legitimately talk to the Saudi prince and be like, hey, here's the deal. We need to get the Saudi, like, we need Syrians to be respected more. Like, I think that the last time that WWE came to town, they'd have been able to sit there and actually work that. Like, they would have been able to work that. Not the two governments, but Sami Zayn would have been able to work that. Am I wrong?
No.
Like, they blew the roof off the place. And there was no roof, Tino.
Yeah.
So, all right. So what's the card?
So we're going to start off.
Sorry, folks. We're gonna talk about the card, and we're just gonna give our predictions. Tino's not feeling well. That's why we're gonna do it. And I don't know where that's from, but all of a sudden you just heard I started losing my voice. I don't know what it was, but I am drinking a Sneaky Penguin Brewing Company beer. And I want to give them their credit, because Sneaky Penguin makes a really good Kolsch.
Becky and Trish. Who do you think? I got, believe it or not, I got Trish.
Becky and Trish?
I think Trish is going to have a run. So I think Trish sneaks away with this one. And I think they go till SummerSlam.
It's definitely going to extend. There's no way this is just a single match. So I would anticipate that it's going to be a worst case scenario. Becky Lynch wins by disqualification because Trish does something. But I could almost see it being a double count out or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you say double count out.
I'm still thinking a double disqualification,
Okay.
which, by the way, hasn't been seen in a WWE event in I don't know how long. Okay. What did you say?
I'm still gonna go with Trish.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. Usually I would say Becky, but I'm gonna go with Trish this time.
Fair enough. Let's go.
Bianca and Asuka.
I'm gonna let you go.
They've actually been building this up. Bianca, I think Bianca is better chasing than the champion. So I think, and she's held it since WrestleMania. So, and they screwed Asuka last time. I have to agree with Jason, Blitzball champ. So I think I'm gonna go with Asuka.
Interesting. You're going with Asuka.
I'm gonna go with Asuka. I think because they have to push. I think they're trying to push this new version of Asuka, this new meaner. I think they're trying to get her back to what she was at NXT. And I think if she loses again, it'll hurt her. So I don't think that she can lose this time again.
That's it. That's a good, interesting take. I think that Bianca retains with a missed opportunity.
Well, that's how she won at the other pay-per-view, wasn't it? Isn't that how she won the last time?
Well, but they've been talking about her habanero,
the new
missed, and I
the new
don't
hotness.
think. Yeah, and I think that's going to work against Asuka.
We're gonna call it the hot one, miss.
Yeah, the hot mist. Let's call it that. So yeah. All right, what else we got?
So you say Bianca, I'm gonna say Asuka.
I do think Bianca because, and I said Bianca.
Bianca.
I think Bianca, honestly, I think that the reason why is because I think they're gonna keep it on her, and then she's going to slowly turn heel.
Bianca?
Yeah.
Okay. And so will they slowly turn Asuka face? Like I said, I just think it would hurt.
I don't think Asuka's heel or babyface right now. I think Asuka right now is in that holding pattern of where does she go? Because we know how good she is, right?
Okay.
So I really wonder about that. But I do think that I do think that Bianca retaining is gonna start leading towards her downfall at SummerSlam.
Okay. Rhea and Natalya.
Rhea. Yeah. As much as I'd want to see Natalya actually get a run for real with the championships, it's just not going to happen. Agreed?
Agreed.
Gunther
and Mustafa.
I want your opinion.
I'm going to say Mustafa, first of all, because I think they're going to try to get him away into a more serious character. But I'm also going to say Mustafa because somehow they've got. I want Gunther going for a world title. So this would be a perfect time to get that off him and let Mustafa and I really think they're going to get him in Mustafa because if you remember last year, his ass tried to quit. He's already tried to leave and he don't want to be there. He wasn't happy to keep him happy. I think now I'm not saying he'll hold on to it. He'll probably will lose it, but I think it opens Gunther up to step up because I want to see him as a world champion.
This is a tough one.
I'm gonna go with Mustafa, and it's in because it's Mustafa. I don't know what his nationality is, but I think they might want to try to push.
I'm assuming he's Indian of some sort, right?
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, I can't. I can't.
I know you can't, and it's hard for me to say it too. But I think it'd be a good time.
I'm amazed that you on this show sat there and said that you think Mustafa. No, I think Gunther wins. I think it's. I don't think it's a squash, although I wouldn't be surprised by a squash. I just think that.
You know what I think? You know what I think too could happen?
Please go ahead.
I think it could happen if Riddle comes down and interferes. I don't see Riddle getting the Intercontinental Championship, but I think I can see him.
Riddle interfering to cause Mustafa to win the Intercontinental Championship.
I don't think he's going to be doing it for Mustafa. I don't think he's going to be doing it for Mustafa. I think he's just going to come down because he has a problem with Gunther, and it's not to help Mustafa win, but as a result, Mustafa might win. You see what I'm saying? I don't think he's coming down to do it.
That's where I have a problem with it. Is that I don't see. I see Riddle trying to help Mustafa. Except
I don't think he's trying to help Mustafa. I think he's trying to.
But here's my problem with it. Mustafa has not been supremely likable. So him getting this match,
you have to be likable to win a championship.
Normally, you want the crowd to cheer if you're going to take a belt, right?
So explain MJF.
So, did you say explain MJF?
Because he's an asshole. But anyway, we'll get to that when we get to that pay-per-view because I don't want to derail.
My thing when it comes to Mustafa here is this. Is that I wonder whether or not his political tidings are not a positive thing. So him losing the match to Gunther will actually gain Gunther some positive faring. And I just wonder
we can't be too predictable because a lot of these matches are predictable. So they got to throw a swerve in somewhere. And I'm thinking that swerve, well, there's two places I think they can be a swerve. And this is one of those matches that I think the swerve is normal.
So Tino, I will bet you a gentleman's bet of $1.
We already got one of those. What was that last one about?
I don't remember, but I'm telling you right now, I will bet you $1 that Gunther does not lose to Mustafa Ali.
Okay, we'll do that.
You down?
Gentleman's bet. I don't see me. Okay. Undisputed. Okay. I give you that one. Actually, there's a couple of swerves, I think, possible swerves. So let's go to this next one, which is the undisputed tag team champions. And we've already had this discussion. And I said, I think in order to further the storyline, I think Roman and Solo are going to do it. Because it only makes sense to further that storyline with the Usos.
I can't see them giving Roman a second belt, knowing that Roman isn't performing on a weekly basis.
I didn't say I was happy about it, but I said it makes sense to further the storyline.
I'm just saying that to me, there's no way. So
we're split on that again. Okay, we're split.
We're split.
We're split on that one.
Next one.
Brock and Cody. Cody's coming out with a broke arm now. Now, we've already seen and I think this broke arm is obviously storyline. It's a work. But we saw him come out with the torn pec as a shoot in this Hell in a Cell. So is this I think this is going to be another 3-parter. Brock won one. No, Cody won one. I think Brock wins this one, and then maybe they settle it at SummerSlam. I'm going for Brock.
And you know what? Like, yes, Cody's gonna look like somebody who goes in there, gets his ass beat, and yet
he's gonna come out strong.
But he comes out strong. Yes.
Yeah.
100%. So I agree with you on that one.
And then I guess the main event of the evening, we had to call it, and this is where I think the other swerve is going to happen. This is the World Heavyweight Championship. I think Styles is going to take it, and I think he brings the OC to Raw, and I think they finish their feud with the Judgment Day.
So, interestingly enough, I think that the smart decision,
because if he wins it, he comes to Raw. I think he needs to bring the OC.
Well, and so, all right. Here's my knowledge and everything else, and being a smart mark and whatever. AJ does not like Roman Reigns. He does not want to be on the same program with Roman Reigns. I tend to think the reason why he got moved to SmackDown was in anticipation of this World Heavyweight title.
So why move him if they just
having Seth lose to him, especially after he sat there and said, Seth is doing movies now.
And I think that's another reason why Seth's going to lose, because he's doing movies and they're worried about putting that belt on him.
And I agree. So, we agree on that one.
Yes.
All right. Next up.
So they're head to head. So which one do you want to do? You want to do AEW? You want to do NXT?
I already put it up there. Double or nothing.
Double or nothing. All right. So, no, this one scrolls from the top because it's like they've got, which some of these I didn't even realize they were fucking.
Well, you're gonna have to see which ones they are, because I just.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
The Hardy Party against the Firm.
The Hardy Party.
Yeah, so it's Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, and the guy against the
Wait, what now?
the moaning dude that goes that dude, the part of Private Party, the one that's left. So, but the stipulation, Matt Hardy will own Ethan's Page contract if they are able to beat the Firm.
What do you think?
I think the Hardy win.
I would think so too.
This is Jeff's pay-per-view. Jeff's first pay-per-view back that like they got the Hardy boys together. I'm going with the Hardys.
I kind of agree. Let's go.
All right. Oh shit. Jade Cargill and Taya Valkyrie. Now, I'm gonna say Taya, and this is why I'm gonna say Valkyrie. Because you remember a couple of weeks ago, was it on Rampage where they kept throwing people in and they made her she's 60 and 0 now. Remember, she was like 57 and she beat these people back to back real quick, and it put her on 60 and 0. I think they're going to end her shit with 60 and 1. I think Taya's getting ready to take that belt from her. I think they wanted to get her to an even. They don't want her to win like 57 and 0, 58 and 0. I think they let her get to 60 and 0, and Taya's going to beat her.
Interestingly enough, I agree. I think that Taya Valkyrie is going to be the one to finally like put that stamp on her. Next up,
21-man blackjack battle royal for the AEW International Championship.
Orange Cassidy.
You know it.
Orange Cassidy is going to win that one.
No, it's this.
I'm like this.
It's this. No, it's this.
Like this?
Okay.
All right.
FTR, Lethal and Jarrett with Briscoe as the referee. Now,
I saw Briscoe sit there and beat the shit out of everybody on his way up the ramp.
So on Dynamite, he's still pissed off because week before last, he got power drive by mistake. Remember that? They sprayed Dax in the eyes and he had some power drive. So he was in the ring trying to figure out what was going on, and Dax is like, "Look, it was an accident. I want you to shake my hand." He tried to he knocked his hand away. He goes, "No, don't disrespect me." And once you shake my, he stuck his hand out again, and Briscoe slapped the piss out of him. And so that looks like Dax was going to go at him. And yeah, as he got out the ring, Karen, the funniest shit, Karen was the first one up to him, and that bitch threw his forearm in her throat and pushed her down. Then he fucking pushed Jarrett down, and he went up to Lethal. He goes, "You're my boy." He said, "But I'm tired of the bullshit." And he pushed Lethal away. So I think fucking Briscoe's going to be the fucking wild card. I'm almost fucking...
So who wins?
I don't even say FTR, but I think Lethal and Jarrett are going to win this. As much as I hate to say it.
Everything you said, I 100% agree with.
Briscoe's the wild card.
I'm going to say FTR only because they should win, not because they will win.
So you say FTR, I say Lethal and Jarrett. Okay.
But for the same reason, like going by like what is the, you know what I mean?
Briscoe?
Yeah, with Briscoe as the median and everything, like
okay, so
I'm not gonna be surprised if if fucking Jay Lethal ends up winning that belt.
Okay.
Okay.
Wardlow, Christian Cage ladder match for the TNT title. Wardlow just got it back, so I don't see him losing right now. I don't see, and I know he has Luchasaurus and Wardlow has Arn Anderson, but I don't think Arn Anderson is a fucking match for Luchasaurus. But because, like I said, Wardlow just got it back, I think he wins this. I can see a rematch. Maybe if not with Christian, maybe next time I'm going to be him and Luchasaurus. But for this match, I say Wardlow.
So, interestingly enough, I don't see Wardlow losing this. So
That's
you
what
and
I said. Wardlow. Okay, so we agree.
So you think Wardlow wins?
Yes.
I think Wardlow wins. Yes.
Yes. Cool.
The Christian Cage whole thing is interesting to me because, like, we know how good he is.
And the ladder match is his specialty. Now, they said they did something this week. Wardlow said he won, I guess, where he went up and got the damn whatever, the big donut, and won the whatever match that was.
The fucking donut, yeah. Like,
but
why do you think that you're so good? Blah blah blah. But
TLC matches, that's Christian's specialty.
But
Wardlow hadn't had it long enough. I think Wardlow's going to keep it.
But Wardlow's a fucking monster.
Yeah.
So I say Wardlow.
All right, Hayter and Storm for the women's championship. Hayter's going in injured. You don't think they'll hot potato this? You don't think Storm will win it with some because she's got the Outcast with her.
I love Toni Storm. I love her. But no, I don't.
Okay. Oh, I agree. Hayter's going to keep it, but I just wanted to see if you thought there was a chance that Storm could win it.
Based on what you said, I wanna rethink my proposition, right? But at the same time, I think that at the end of the night, we're gonna hear that bum 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 bullshit music. Which, by the way, I still think I still think that Jamie Hayter has the worst champion music of all time.
I hate MJF's music.
His music, you hate him though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you hate him. Like he is meant to be hated. So you're gonna hate his music.
Yeah.
With Jamie Hayter, you hate her music, and you're like, but I want to love this chick. That's the difference. and I'm serious. To this moment, I still want to hate her and can't. But I hate her fucking music. So anyway, we got
Adam
one
Cole,
more. Right?
Adam Cole and Jericho. Which now Adam Cole has not only Roddy Strong in his corner, he has Sabu.
And
I think Cole's going to beat the fuck out of Jericho.
Who's gonna win the match, though?
Jericho's going to cheat and win the match.
I think you're exactly right. And Tino, you and I don't agree on this shit a lot. we literally sit there and like disagree on like the big turning points and shit all the time, but I agree 100% with you.
Okay.
I agree.
Blackpool and the Elite. I'm gonna let you go first.
What now?
I'm gonna let you go first.
No. This is all you, brother. Hey, we know that I sit there and typically talk
I hate the
90%
Elite.
of the time.
I'm gonna go with Blackpool.
Blackpool.
Now I know that the Elite has it coming. I think and they really didn't up the Blackpool this week. I think they stopped them from having the tag team champions because they did the super cake party on Cesaro. So normally, and we know that the 5-year-old me is, since that happened, Blackpool should win, right? Because they technically got one pulled over on them. But I think that the Blackpool would win simply because they're going to fucking beat the dog shit and probably cheat, but beat the dog shit out of the Elite.
I think that in a wrestling match, and I don't know what kind of match they've actually said this is going to be.
Well, it's Anarchy in the Arena match. It's an anything goes match.
Oh, is
that's
it?
That's another reason why I think Blackpool's going to win. Now, having said that, we all know the circle jerk that is the Elite and Tony Khan.
Yes.
However, in a perfect world, in a world that I want to live in, fucking Blackpool wins. But I got a feeling it's going to be the fucking Elite.
My God, man! Like you literally hit every touch of what I wanted to say there, and as such, I legitimately want to just sit there and go, if the Blackpool Combat Club doesn't win this, I'm never watching AEW again. But I won't do that. But I won't do that, obviously, right? But at the same time, this is before the collision shit. So what if someone from CM Punk's group actually like causes the end of this match?
No, I don't think they're going to uncover anything CM Punk until Collision in Chicago, because they announced Wednesday that it is going to be in Chicago. The first collision.
It is United Center in Chicago, which
that's CM Punk.
That means it is CM Punk. Absolutely.
I don't think they're going to have anything CM Punk until June 17th.
You're probably 100% correct. I don't know why. Well, I'll put it this way. I'm okay with whatever the outcome is, but the outcome better be the Blackpool Combat Club wins. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm okay with it as long as it's what I expect to happen, which is the Blackpool Combat Club. And the reason why I say that is because, like, think about it. Moxley didn't sign a new contract to work for the company until they were like, hey, we really need you to sign the contract. And we want you to be okay with this, and that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but Tino,
Last but not least,
let's go ahead and talk about
MJF, Darby Allin, Jack Perry, Sammy Guevara. Now,
I want to hear your statement. Go ahead. Just throw it out there.
as much as I want Jungle Boy to win, and I want it to be Jungle Boy, MJF sneaks one out somehow.
There's a lot of talk.
That hurts me to say. That hurt. You know that hurts me to say.
There's a lot of talk that makes people think that MJF is going to continue to be the world champion until the
War 24.
War of 24. And I'm not even going to say that he doesn't deserve to be there. What I'm going to say is one company has already said, hey, our champion that doesn't wrestle all the time, we're creating a secondary championship. I would anticipate that there's going to be a collision championship created kind of in the same way.
Okay.
To your point, though, yeah, it's kind of weird seeing him just, you know what I mean? So, who do you think?
Like I said, I want it to be Jack Perry, but I'm going with MJF.
I'm going with MJF as well. And there's another pay-per-view, right? What's it called?
Battleground.
I tried to create a thing for it, but
And there's not a lot of matches on that one. Looks like I'm gonna go from I'm gonna have to go to bottom to the top. Dragunov and Dijak, last man standing.
I love the fact that Dragunov constantly gets put in these matches. I also love the fact that like Dijak constantly gets put in these matches.
I love the fact that Dijak, I went and see if he breaks his finger again. You remember the last time we were there at what was it, NXT, and his finger was all pointed that way when he broke it.
My point to that statement that you just made is this. I think Dragunov wins the match because since Dijak has come back as Dijak, I haven't seen him win a fucking match.
Nope.
And I want to see him win, but I'm okay with him losing to Dragunov here. Although there is rumor that Dragunov is going to join Imperium.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Which
There's also There's also talk that JD McDonough is going to join Dom Dom's group.
Ooh, that's interesting. But no, the Dragunov joining Imperium actually makes a lot of sense. So all right. Continue.
So we got that, and then we got Gallus against the Creeds for the NXT Tag Team Champions. I don't see Gallus letting go yet. I don't see Gallus letting go yet. I think Gallus holds on because I'm wanting the Creeds to get called up because they're ready. The Creeds are ready.
So I want the Creeds to get called up. So I say Gallus wins.
Yeah.
And the Creeds get called up.
Ooh, all right. Noam Dar and Dragon Lee for the Heritage Cup.
Dragon Lee.
Yeah. Wesley, Tyler Bates, Joe Gacy for the NXT North American Championship.
Say it again.
Wesley, Tyler Bates, and Joe Gacy for the North American Championship.
What do you think?
Gacy.
Really?
I'm calling Gacy.
I would say Tyler Bates.
Okay. So we agree that Wes is probably going to lose that belt.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've
been saying for a while now that he needs to lose that belt.
Yeah. Lila Valkyra and Tiffany Stratton for the NXT Women's Championship. I've been saying Tiffany Stratton.
I know you have, and that's the only reason why I really actually dove on that one. I was like, yes, Tiffany Stratton, fuck yeah, let's do it. And it's because you sat there and you kind of gave me the heads up on that one.
Yeah. Braun Baker and Carmelo Hayes for the NXT Championship. I think Braun's getting called up, and we're in. But the only thing that worries me is we are in Carmelo's hometown, and you know what WWE likes to do to superstars in their hometown.
So, Tino, I'm going to have you take yourself out of the situation and tell me who is going to win this moment.
I don't think it's time for Carmelo to lose that belt yet. I'm gonna go with Carmelo, and they need to call Braun up. I'm gonna go with Carmelo.
So, all right. I'm not gonna sit there and give an answer. I'm gonna ask you, who's ready to go against Carmelo?
You know who I think is, and nobody's going to believe me.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, based on what I just said, you're sitting there like,
you know who it is? You'll never believe what I'm going to say. Andre fucking Trace.
Andre Trace?
Chase. This, by the way, is Crown Apple. So explain that one. On top of NyQuil. So that's why I said Andre Trace.
And, I mean, it's NyQuil. It's okay. It's fine.
But Andre, and I said I didn't want to go till 10, and it's quarter till. But Andre Chase. Either that, either Andre, stay with me, Trick Williams.
Now, you and I have talked about Trick Williams being the perfect counterpoint for Carmelo for a while. Obviously, when we were at
Charlotte. It was in Charlotte. Pay-per-view.
The Charlotte pay-per-view, it wasn't the right time. But we have constantly talked about whether or not it would be the right moment. It's interesting. It's a good point. But with what is the case, yeah, I don't know.
So
anyway,
Carmelo. So who do you think, Carmelo or Braun?
I'm going to tell you, I want it to be Carmelo, right?
Mm-hmm. But they like to embarrass fucking their hometown.
But I think because it is Braun at his best, it's so hard, man. Like I'm literally trying to sit there and talk myself out of saying it's going to be Braun Breaker, but I saw him basically tackle him into half. You know what I mean? And they've done it so well that makes me think that Braun Breaker is going to win that championship back. And if he did, I would have no problems with it based on the fact that, like, as a heel champion, there is so much more they can do with Braun Breaker.
Yes.
And you agree, right? So
yes.
So yeah, I am going to say Braun Breaker is taking that belt back. And I don't want to. God damn it. I really don't want to, because I think that damn he has every, Carmelo has every chance to hold on to it. But at the same time, like I said, the best option right now is how big Braun has made himself. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You agree?
Yes.
All right. What's the last thing we need to talk about?
That's it. Those are all the pay-per-views.
Well, did we talk about, like, the women's match?
Yeah. That was Stratton, Tiffany Stratton.
Correct. You're right. Sorry. So we're both still on Tiffany Stratton. Okay, cool. Anything else that we need to talk about?
Not that I can think of.
All right. Then I am pulling up the music. And I know that you said that you are...
We didn't have anybody in the chat.
We did not.
Like, where's Chris Barrett and Joe Lowe?
No, man. Like we've not had anybody in the chat. But regardless of that.
All right. So you can catch us. You can catch me on the Twitter machine. I'm HoodieFan91. On the Instagram, I am SC Tino. You can catch the show on the Twitter, Potsy and Tino. Facebook, we're Potsy and Tino Show. We're right here each and every week on Pots and Pan Networks, the Potsy and Tino Show. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe, like our shit, buy our shit. Rob, give me your handles.
Why?
I can't remember all your handles.
Well, the ones that like everybody
Twitter.
forgets.
Twitter.
Yeah.
What are you on
At
Twitter?
Potsy and Tino.
Snapchat.
Oh, I'm at Potcheck.
Instagram.
I'm at Rob Potsy. Instagram is at Rob Potsy. Rob Potsy.
TikTok. TikTok.
I don't know. Rob Potsy Potsy.
Probably Rob. Facebook.
Rob Potsy.
And then we're here. What is this on YouTube? Pots and Pans.
At Rob Potsy. Yeah.
And we're going to say thanks to Adam's House Cat for our theme song until yep, there it is. Adam's House Cat for the wrestling song. You can get it on iTunes for 99 cents 99. That's it, folks. Thank you for sticking around. I'm sorry I don't feel well. This is actually a good show, even though I'm sick. I enjoyed it. We had a fucking blast. Awesome. It was a good show, even though we didn't have anybody in the comments. And good show. Thank you guys. We do appreciate you. We love you. Keep subscribing. Tell your friends about us. Help us get the word out. We want to keep going. Even if you guys don't show up, we'll still be here because we love wrestling and we love hanging out with each other. One day I'll be in the same room with this fool again. But until next week, watch all the pay-per-views. I guess we can say Ric Flair's at the top of the hill. And he accidentally saw Charlotte, and he said, "Ew." We'll see you next week, folks. My pulse kicking in.